Hi, I'm Ilona. Welcome to my vlog about my life. I have two of the world's rarest allergies: cold urticaria, which is an allergy to the cold, and vibratory urticaria, an allergy triggered by vibrations. For me, cold urticaria symptoms include hours of coughing when eating cold or frozen foods and drinks, hives, itching, pain, and difficulty breathing when exposed to cold temperatures. Vibratory urticaria also causes hives, itching, and pain, and when these allergies are combined, the symptoms are much worse. Over 2 years ago, I switched to a raw food diet to heal my depression. My anxiety and autism symptoms have also disappeared. However, I've noticed that certain foods like legumes, nuts, and cooked foods cause asthma attacks for me. Cooked foods cause a range of issues for me, including acne breakouts, bloating, stomach aches, nausea, and pelvic pain. Now I'm on a journey to build muscle and get stronger despite these challenges. I'm currently 3 weeks into a 30-day fruit challenge, eating whole fruits and drinking juice. As I prepare for the end of this challenge, I'm also making raw vegan gourmet food. Today I'll be making raw cheddar cheese and Samoya bars. I'm also making Snickers bars for a vegan potluck next week. Let's get started. I took 2 juices out of the fridge to warm up to room temperature before drinking. Making Samoya bars first. Since I'm nut-free, I'm using seed substitutes. I'll also link all of the recipes in the description below. Adjusting my diet has been a journey. I've given up a lot of foods. I avoid gluten and wheat because they give me headaches, and I've cut out rice and potatoes and other starchy foods because they trigger my asthma. I also rarely eat spicy foods now because they can also cause asthma attacks. My spice tolerance has dropped so much that even jalapenos feel spicy to me. This is quite a contrast from my childhood. Growing up, my family ate a lot of spicy food, and I loved it. When I was 10, I was told I had a coughing tic, so I never questioned the doctor. I just thought the coughing was my fault, but I couldn't figure out how to stop it. Sometimes I try to hold in the cough, but it was exhausting. It wasn't until my early 20s that I was diagnosed with asthma. It was hard to pinpoint which foods caused which symptoms when I was eating anything I wanted because I was always feeling sick. I finally got to drink my juice, and now it's back to the Samoya bars. I'm not thrilled with how the carob sauce turned out, but the real test will be in the taste. I've noticed that my body has become more sensitive to the cold since I stopped eating smoothie bowls. Now I drink room temperature water and keep everything at room temperature, except for perishables that need refrigeration. Lettuce is light enough that I can eat it straight from the fridge without any issues. This change in my diet will make this summer a unique challenge, as it will be the first one where I won't be eating any frozen foods. I'm not sure how I'll handle it because it can get very hot here in Minnesota. I guess I'll just have to enjoy the air conditioning whenever I can. This is Winston. He's 13 years old, and his favorite game is Find It, where I hide treats around the house for him to sniff out. Winston also uses buttons to tell me what he wants. His favorite buttons are Find It, Treat, Winston, and Pet Me. I've given him the basic words, but sometimes he randomly presses buttons and I can't figure out what he wants. If there isn't a button to describe what he wants, he usually presses his name or mine. I started using buttons with him because I had another dog, Delilah, who loved to start a bark off, and I couldn't handle not knowing what they wanted. I would constantly wonder if they wanted a treat, food, water, or to go outside or something else. Sadly, Delilah passed away last October and she rarely used the buttons because she was sick, but Winston loves to use his buttons. For lunch, I had 4 Honeycrisp apples. I'm not feeling hungry, so I'll probably skip dinner today. Moving on to the cheddar cheese. It's my first time making raw vegan cheese, as I've been buying raw vegan cheese sauce from Fresh Time because it's the only place I can find it. Minnesota does not have a lot of options for raw vegans. When I used to eat cooked food, I would eat even when I wasn't hungry because I was told I needed to consume a certain number of calories each day. But on the raw food diet, I've noticed I'm not always hungry. Some days I eat 1,000 calories to 2,000 calories or more, and other days I eat less than 1,000 calories. It's better for me to listen to my body instead of forcing myself to eat when I'm not hungry. This change in my eating habits made me struggle when making what I eat in a day videos. If I didn't eat enough, I delete the footage because people would attack me for not eating enough calories. They'd accuse me of having orthorexia. But cooked, dense foods have a lot more calories than fruits and vegetables. There's no way I can compare to people eating cooked food. I eat this way because I have to avoid being in pain. I was in pain since I was a child, and this diet change saved my life. There's nothing wrong with having more energy, getting less sick, feeling better about my body, and being healthier and happier. The ironic thing is I don't even eat the cleanest. I don't do 100% organic. I drink water instead of only getting water from fruit. I don't only eat fruit, and I eat raw vegan gourmet. The pure diet is too restrictive for me. It's all about meeting myself where I am instead of forcing myself to eat foods that don't excite me. I started my day with 5 minutes in front of the Spurty vitamin D lamp. You aren't supposed to look directly at the light, which is why I'm covering my eyes. Although the lamp did come with goggles, I just prefer not to use them. I've noticed that this lamp gives me a nice energy boost in the morning. I have tried vitamin D supplements before, but they really just don't compare to the lamp. They're not as potent. After that, I took Winston for his morning walk. He has arthritis in his back legs, so I take him on multiple short walks throughout the day to keep him comfortable. Moving on to the final steps of the Snickers bars, I broke off all the excess chocolate stuck to them. Weekends are so inconsistent for me. I got up early and I forgot to take out the juice, so now I have to wait for it to come to room temperature before I can drink it. I decided to have 4 peaches as my first meal instead, and then I found out that one of the peaches isn't even ripe, so down to 3 peaches then. Finally, the juice was warm enough to drink. I wasn't really hungry for juice, so I ended up drinking less than half. Then I wanted a watermelon, but as soon as I cut it up, I saw it was bad. I went through the other 3 that were also bad. What a bummer. It's been 24 hours, so now I'm adding the rest of the ingredients to the cheese. Next, I'll form the cheese wheels and place them in the fridge for 2 days before moving on to the next steps.